Most people die at 25, but aren't buried until 75. Why? Because somewhere along the way, they stop dreaming, they stop believing, they settle. And maybe you felt it too, that slow suffocation of your potential, that quiet voice inside asking, is this really it? Is this all I was meant for? But what if I told you the difference between living an average life and living like a millionaire starts in your mind? It's not about money. It's about how you think, how you see yourself, how you respond to fear, failure, and the unknown. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." That's not just a nice quote, it's a code, a way of living. So I'm going to show you how to think like a millionaire, not just for wealth, but for freedom, purpose, and power. And it starts now. Because the moment you decide to think differently, your life will never be the same again. This video is about one thing: thinking like a millionaire, the way Napoleon Hill defined it. Not chasing quick cash or flashy status, but developing a mindset rooted in clarity, persistence, and belief. A mindset that creates success from the inside out. See, millionaires don't just work harder, they think differently. They're not driven by luck, they're driven by purpose. And in a world full of distractions, confusion, and fear, this way of thinking has never been more important. Right now, more people are stuck than ever before, trapped by doubt, waiting for the right time. But there is no perfect moment. There is only now. And the truth is, success begins the moment you train your mind to focus, decide, and act with intention. That's what this video will help you do. It's not just a motivational talk, it's a shift, a mental blueprint you can apply immediately to start becoming who you were always meant to be. You wake up tired, not just in your body, but in your spirit. You scroll, you drift. You promise yourself today will be different, but somehow it slips away just like yesterday did. The fire inside you feels dim. You want more. You know you're meant for more, but you can't seem to break through. You watch others succeed and wonder, what do they have that I don't? You start things but don't finish. You get excited, then overwhelmed. You've got dreams, but they feel like distant fog, not something you can touch. Deep down, you're not lazy. You're just tired of trying and not seeing results. You're tired of doubting yourself. You've been carrying the weight of fear, indecision, and second-guessing for too long. You wonder if maybe you're the problem, but you're not broken. You've just been thinking with limits someone else gave you. And until you change the way you think, nothing else will change. That's where your power lives. Not in what you do once in a while, but in how you think every single day. And if that's been holding you back, it ends here. Imagine this. 10 years from now, you're standing in front of a mirror. You look older, sure, but it's your eyes that say the most. They're tired. Not from age, but from regret. From years of settling, compromising, shrinking. You remember moments when you felt the pull, those flashes of inspiration, the gut feelings, the bold ideas you never followed. And now, you wonder what would have happened if you had just started. That's not just some distant nightmare. It's the future waiting for anyone who keeps hitting snooze on their own potential. Here's the truth. Life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. Time keeps moving, whether you're ready or not. Every day you don't decide. Every time you hesitate, you're giving away power. You're letting life happen to you instead of creating it. And the most dangerous part? You get used to it. You normalize struggle. You settle into comfort. But comfort kills ambition. It numbs your vision. And one day, you'll look back and realize you were never stuck. You were just asleep. Napoleon Hill said, "The ladder of success is never crowded at the top." Why? Because most people never climb. They wait. They wish. But wishing is not a strategy. Hoping is not action. It's time to stop drifting. It's time to wake up, to shake off the fog, to remember who you are and who you're becoming. Because right now, this moment, this is the fork in the road. Keep going as you are, or rise. Rise with a mind wired for clarity, purpose, and bold belief. The choice is yours. Here's what most people never realize. You are just one decision away from a completely different life. One, not 100, not a decade of struggle. One clear, powerful decision to start thinking differently, to stop waiting and start becoming. The truth is, transformation doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with clarity. Motivation fades, but clarity, that's a fire that keeps burning. Think of it like this: vision, decision, action, results. First, you need a vision. Not a vague wish, but a clear picture of the life you want. What does it feel like? What does it look like when you wake up? With purpose, see it, own it. Then comes the decision. This is where most people freeze. But success doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from deciding to move anyway. Decide that no matter what happens, you will show up. You will figure it out. That decision leads to action. Not perfect action, just forward movement. Momentum builds belief, and belief becomes strength. And finally, you get results. Not overnight, but every result you want, confidence, freedom, success, it's on the other side of that chain. Vision, decision, action, results. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to decide, today, right now, that you will stop living on autopilot, that you will start thinking like the person you're becoming, that you will take the first step. Because that's how millionaires are made, not from luck or magic, but from powerful choices, repeated over time. And you have that power. You always have. Let me tell you a story, not about someone famous, but someone just like you. His name was James. He was 34, working a job he didn't care about, living paycheck to paycheck. He was smart, capable, had ideas, but no direction. Every day felt the same. Wake up tired, commute, pretend to care, come home, numb out, repeat. On the outside, he looked fine, but inside, he was slowly disappearing. One night, he stayed late at the office, scrolling through old emails. One stood out, an old message he'd written to himself years earlier, full of goals, fire, ambition. He barely recognized that version of himself, and that hit him hard, because he realized he hadn't failed because he wasn't smart or talented. He had failed because he stopped deciding. He had let life pull him off course. That night, something snapped. He went home, sat in the dark, and asked himself, what would my life look like if I stopped waiting to feel ready, and just started? That was his turning point. He dusted off an old idea he'd shelved, a small side project, something he used to love. He gave himself 30 minutes a day. No big goals, no pressure, just action, every day, even when he was tired, even when he didn't believe in himself. And little by little, he felt something return. Energy, focus, confidence. The project grew. People noticed. 2 years later, he left his job, not because he hated it, but because he'd outgrown it. He had built something real, something his, not because of a lucky break, but because he made a decision, stuck to it, and took small, relentless steps. James didn't have special advantages. He had doubt, he had fear, but he also had one moment of clarity, and that was enough. Now think about your life. How many dreams have you buried because you didn't feel ready? How many times have you told yourself, maybe later, while the clock kept ticking? James isn't different from you. He just decided, and that same decision, right now, is waiting for you. Because your story hasn't been written yet. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are one thought away, one action away from building something that matters, something that lasts. Napoleon Hill taught that all success begins in the mind. James proved it. And now, it's your turn. So now you're probably wondering, where do I start? How do you begin thinking like a millionaire when you feel stuck in survival mode? You don't need a 10-year plan. You need a clear next step, and then the next. Here's a blueprint, a real, grounded starting point. 5 steps, simple, powerful, and designed to shift your mind from limitation to intention. Step 1. Define your vision. Take 10 minutes today, just 10, and write 1 paragraph describing the person you want to become. Not the job you want, not the house or car. The person. How do they think? What do they value? How do they show up when no one's watching? Get clear. Because without vision, your mind drifts. But with vision, you move with purpose. You stop reacting and start creating. Step 2. Make 1 non-negotiable decision. Pick 1 thing you will commit to every day, no matter what. 1 small habit that aligns with the person in your vision. It could be journaling for 5 minutes, reading 10 pages, waking up without hitting snooze. The size doesn't matter. The consistency does. Every time you follow through, you prove to your mind that you can be trusted, and that builds unstoppable momentum. Step 3. Guard your input. Your mind becomes what you feed it. Cut out the noise that drains you. Mindless scrolling, negativity, comparison. Replace it with fuel. Read books that challenge you. Listen to voices that elevate you. Start your day with something intentional before the world has a chance to steer your thoughts. If you want to think like a millionaire, you need to train your mind like one. Step 4. Visualize daily. Spend 5 minutes each morning seeing your future clearly. Feel it. Speak it out loud if you have to. Napoleon Hill called this auto-suggestion, repeating your vision until your subconscious believes it. Because your mind doesn't respond to reality, it responds to repetition. The more clearly you see your future, the faster it becomes real. Step 5. Take imperfect action. Stop waiting to have it all figured out. Millionaires aren't perfectionists. They're doers. They fail, adjust, try again. But they move. Pick one action today, just one, that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Make the call. Share the idea. Start the project. Action breeds clarity, and clarity creates confidence. These steps aren't magic, but if you do them daily, they'll feel like magic over time, because what you're really doing is rewiring your identity from someone who waits to someone who creates, from someone who wishes to someone who builds. Your future isn't built in a year, it's built today in these tiny, consistent steps. So don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one and start walking forward. There comes a moment, quiet, raw, and undeniable, when you realize no one's coming to save you. No mentor, no miracle, no perfect timing. Just you, standing alone with your thoughts, your fear, and your desire to become more. And in that moment, something breaks, or something awakens. And maybe right now, as you're hearing this, that moment is happening for you. Because here's the truth. The version of you that you admire, the one who's confident, clear, powerful, respected, that version is real. It's not a fantasy. It's not for other people. But you'll never meet that version by staying comfortable. You'll meet them in the struggle, in the pain, in the daily choice to do what's hard, what's boring, what's uncertain, over and over again. That version of you doesn't appear when life gets easier. They appear when you get stronger. Napoleon Hill said, "Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle." And maybe deep down, You've been avoiding that struggle, waiting for clarity to show up before you act. But clarity doesn't come first. Action does. Faith does. The belief that even if you're scared, even if you fail, you're still moving. You're still building something. So let me ask you, what are you willing to suffer for? Because anything worth having will cost you something. Your comfort, your excuses, your old identity. And that's a price worth paying. Because the alternative? That's a slow death. A life spent wondering what could have been. A life where your potential stays locked behind fear. You don't have to change everything overnight, but you do have to stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending you're fine staying stuck. Stop acting like time will wait for you. It won't, and neither will your dream. This is your edge. This is your cliff. You can step back into safety, or forward into the unknown, where your future is waiting. The choice is yours. And if your heart is pounding right now, good. That means you're alive. That means something inside you remembers who you are, what you were made for. And if you're willing to fight for that, if you're willing to become uncomfortable, to take small steps in the dark, then the future is already reaching for you. This isn't about thinking like a millionaire. It's about becoming one in spirit. Relentless, focused, disciplined, and full of purpose. So ask yourself, right now, are you ready to wake up? Because your future is waiting for the moment you say, yes, I'm done playing small. I'm ready to rise. Let's slow down for a moment. Let the noise fade. Let the truth sink in. Ask yourself this: what's one habit that's keeping you stuck? Not the obvious ones. Look deeper. Is it avoiding hard conversations? Is it staying busy so you don't have to feel? Is it numbing your potential with distractions that feel like rest but steal your focus? What's the story you've been telling yourself about why you can't start? Is it that you're not ready? Not smart enough? Too late? Who gave you that belief? And why are you still holding on to it? Now ask this: if not now, when? When you're older, when it's safer, when life finally slows down. You already know the answer. Life won't wait for perfect timing, and neither will your calling. This is about ownership. Owning your past without shame. Owning your choices without blame. Owning your future with fierce responsibility. No one is coming to push you, but you don't need them. Because somewhere deep in your gut you already know it's on you. And that's not a burden. That's freedom. The moment you stop outsourcing your power is the moment everything changes. So, what are you going to do with this moment? What will you do today that your future self will thank you for? You already have the answers. You just need to listen. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. You've listened. You've reflected. You've felt that fire in your chest. That quiet voice inside whispering, you were made for more. Don't ignore it. That voice is your truth. If you take nothing else from this entire message, take this. You are not broken. You are becoming. And every day you delay your growth, the world misses out on the power you were meant to bring. So here's your first step, your first real move. Grab a pen. Open a note. Write one sentence that begins with, the person I'm becoming is. Don't overthink it. Just write. That's your start. That's your spark. Then tomorrow, do it again. And the day after, take one action that aligns with that sentence. That's how momentum is born. Not through giant leaps, but through honest, repeated alignment with who you truly are. This journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because you're not here to survive. You're here to build, to lead, to become. And the life you want isn't found in dreams, it's found in decisions. So, take one. Today, say it out loud if you have to. I'm done waiting. I'm ready to build. You've got this. You always have. And this is just the beginning. Now go. Create something your future self will be proud of.